I've been at work a solid like 16, 17 minutes now, and I'm done with this. I'm ready to play with some toys.
Welcome to CK4RC.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out a new micro drift car, a 64 scale drift car. So let's get into this. It does have a few features that look pretty cool. It just says it's a drift car, which, I mean, it literally says desktop drift car. So the fact that it says it's a drift car is a feature. I don't know if that's a feature. That's just what the car is. Throttle curves, I'm assuming proportional throttle. Long endurance, cool, that makes one of us. Low center of gravity, it's a car, cool. Lighting control, so maybe I can turn the lights on and off. High and a low speed, looks like it's set at 50% or 100%. We're going to 100%, and then we'll probably have to back it down because I'll quickly learn that I can't handle 100%. Type C charging port, just plugs directly into the car, I believe. And simulation appearance. And what you can see right here, it does have 4 different styles. You've got a couple Porsche designs over here, and you've got a couple, they look kind of like a Mustang in the front, but from the pictures, it looks a little bit different. So open this thing up, and of course, you've got some pretty nice packaging, actually. So it's packaged in there pretty well. I like that. Instructions, I don't think it's in the language that I speak, so I'm not sure how handy that will be. And sure enough, it's a 64 scale drift car. Well, it says it's a drift car. I'm assuming it's a drift car. We're gonna find out if it's a drift car. You can see it's kind of got like a Mustang front end kind of, but then the rear end looks more like a, what's that look like? Like a Toyota Supra? Yeah, like a Toyota Supra or something. It also kind of has like a Nissan, like Z kind of vibe with the roof there. So I don't think it's necessarily modeled after anything in particular, but kind of what it looks like to me. And then you can see here, you get the USB-C charging port, plugs directly into the car. Like I said, you've got your on-off switch, and you've got a manual steering alignment, steering trim right here. So not sure what that means. And then it is 4-wheel drive. You can see I moved this one and all 4 of those are spinning. So no suspension, front or rear. But enough of this, let's get to spinning. All right, let's go ahead and get the transmitter on and get the car on. We got headlights, so I'm assuming that means the car is on. All right, that makes sense. Ooh. So the steering is somewhat proportional. No gyro, which I would not expect there to be one. It's a 1/64 scale car. Okay. Then I've got 3 buttons on here. I don't know what does what, so I'm gonna push this one. Oh, that's not a button. This is the only button. These just look like buttons, but this is the only actual button. I'm assuming that this one light flash indicator is low speed, and the 2 flash indicator is high speed. It does have tail lights, and they do get brighter when you go in reverse. All right, well, let's go down to low, and let's just test it out. And it did come with 4 comically large cones, and I'm gonna put them around this hole because if you guys remember from that micro buggy that I ran on my desktop, this hole has some kind of weird magnetic pole for RC, micro RC vehicles. So here we go, let's check this out and see what happens. Ha! It is a drifter. It does not fly. It is a drifter, but it does not fly. I just found that out right off the edge of the desk. Oh, there's that hole. Good thing I had those cones up there, you know what I mean? All right, so there's high. Let's check out low and fix these cones just to make sure. You can't have the car going down that hole. That is just bad news. It might be a little bit faster in high. That is a little unclear. The throttle is not the most responsive, so it's hard to hold a drift. Let's go explore the office a little bit more. Okay, there's no hole to fall in on this table, so let's see if I can just drive a little bit. Turns out no. Okay, so what's the verdict on this 1/64 scale four-wheel drive desktop drift car? Well, it is four-wheel drive, it is 64 scale, and it does drift because it's just got these hard plastic tires that just have no traction. So it does the things that it says that it does. It doesn't necessarily do any of them very well. The throttle response lags, and so you can't get like that fine throttle control to be able to feather the throttle and maintain and sustain a drift. And because there's no traction, whenever you do get a drift going, you just end up just spinning and just doing donuts, just uncontrolled donuts. You can control which direction you want to go in with the donuts, but they're just donuts. You're not drifting around anything. As much as I tried to drift around the cones, I couldn't even do that. And yeah, I'm not a good driver, but this thing also did not make it easy. A gyro would go a long way. Good luck stuffing a gyro in a 64 scale drift car. As far as the durability goes, I'm not going to complain on that. I did drop it off the table, we'll say a handful of times. The only thing that happened was I broke the spoiler. The rear spoiler came off. Other than that, it still functioned. I'm not going to say it functioned fine, because it never really functioned fine. It functioned as intended. It functioned as designed. Probably as designed, not as intended. They probably intended it to be better. But it functioned as designed. Would I recommend it? No, probably not. when I'm at work and I'm trying to stay awake and I'm looking to stimulate my senses a little bit, this isn't going to be what I reach for. Now, I will say that this cost me a whopping $16 American. So, I mean, if you're curious, you're not going to be out anything if you try it out. It does look pretty good, and I'm sure you could probably have some fun with it. Maybe if I got it down here on the carpet, maybe it would do a little bit better. Honestly, I'm not that interested in finding out because it was just so underwhelming on the desktop. But when you've got options such as the 43rd scale, what is it, Hybelline or Habeline, Jibeline, I don't know how to say it, but like the little unicorn and the Porsche and the Nissan and things like that, the 43rd scale drifters that have the gyro and are way better for about twice as much money, I would go that route. Or you've got the 132nd scale Cam Tom drifter, which is also way better, and again, for about double the price, but it's probably double the price, but I'm going to say 4 times the fun. That's what I'm going to say. And science doesn't back that up. I don't have an analytical breakdown for you. Those are my feelings on it. So take it or leave it. But that's my breakdown on this. When I'm bored at work, I like to play with toys and try out little RCs. So that's what we did today. Leave me a comment down below. What's your favorite micro drifter? I threw out some of mine. Let me hear what some of yours are. And then finish out the quadfecta. We already talked about commenting. Finish out the quadfecta. Like, subscribe, and share. Let's get some more eyes on this channel. Make people deal with this nonsense. Why not? Keep doing RC stuff. I'll see you next time. Big time thank you to my members and channel partners. And if you would like to join the ranks, click on that join button for exclusive content, never before seen videos, early access to videos, and other exclusive content, pictures, polls, and having an active voice in what comes next on the channel. So appreciate the support. Click on that join button, and thank you so much to the channel members.